people? It's your host, Al Ray of the Wray Show. Today, I have another special guest for you. He goes by the name of Junior Judy, hailing from Winter Haven, Florida. How you doing, Junior?
How you doing, Al? How you doing today?
I'm great, always great, never complain, man.
Oh, that's the best way to treat the spirit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely. So, how's everything been going? I haven't talked to you in a while. I haven't seen you in probably like 2 years, I think it is. So, how have you been over the last few years?
Man, everything's good, man. I can't complain. Man, life has been definitely a change with the whole COVID thing going on, but for the most part, excited about having a son finally. Probably the biggest blessing that I've ever come across, other than definitely meeting my wife from a standpoint of the way that my life was going when I was at Weber. So very excited about that. Me and my co-partner opened up an academy here in Winter Haven, something that the community was missing. And we were able to put some training people together and obviously at the end put a team together.
What's the name of that academy that you have?
It's called Family Ball Academy. Basically, family-oriented, people that's willing to be involved, not just drop your kids off and use it as a daycare, but from a family standpoint, showing that if you stick together, a lot of great things can happen.
Most definitely. How long have you been doing this?
I've been training. I've always put my input in the game of basketball, and something that I really love. But I can honestly say I definitely started about 3 years ago. Coach Schaffner, former head coach at Weber International, came to me and said, do you see yourself as a trainer? And I never thought about being a full-time trainer or even a part-time trainer, but I gave it a shot, and it's definitely been a blessing ever since.
That is a blessing, man, to go from, as some people already know, you used to be a former student athlete at Weber, to go from that and then be able to still have that imprint or have your handprint on the game of basketball by giving back to the youth. So I assume that you enjoyed doing that. This past weekend, you were in a tournament with your AAU team. How did that go for you?
The tournament went well, man, and the kids battled. They actually showed up. I have a hard time getting my kids to show up. That's probably the hardest thing when you're talking about coaching 11 and 12-year-olds. Definitely having them understand that it takes a lot to prepare for a game. Making sure they go to sleep on time and all that good stuff. Make sure they eat right before a game. But from a game standpoint, we played some tough teams this weekend. We fell short, but overall, I saw some progress, and that's what I'm most happy about. We went 0-3, but all 3 games was a battle, and that's all I want to see. I want to be able to see progress and see improvement, and I definitely saw it this weekend.
What age group are the kids you're coaching?
I have a mix of 6th graders and 7th graders, 11-year-olds and 12-year-olds. I have about 3 kids that plays up, so they feel as if they're up for the challenge, so they do it. But majority of my players are 12 youth.
Okay.
12 and under. I'm sorry. Let me just put it that way. Okay.
So, do you think a lot of these kids, do you think they enjoy like their time with family ball?
Definitely. They made a commitment. They made a commitment from day one. Me and Coach Schaff, we definitely put our imprint at showing the kids that it's more than basketball. But at the end of the day, it's all about fun. So when you mix those two together, it makes it very, very exciting for the kid to want to continue to come back. That's my biggest thing when you're talking about training. It's not about the work that you actually put in, but getting to really get to know these kids on another level. So yes, I'm a trainer, but, slash mentor, slash father figure. So it's more than the game of basketball.
Kind of like how LeBron says, more than the athlete, you're more than a trainer. And I feel like that's just part of the job. Some people only want to train or only want to coach or only want to do this or that, but you have to pour more into kids, because a lot of times you're the only positive, outlet that they have. So why not take advantage of that? So big ups to you, man. Where can, if somebody, might be interested in playing for your team, where can they come? What city are you in?
Well, we have a website, familybasketballacademy.com. You can go on that site and, send us a message. It'll come directly to my phone, being that I have 2 lines that's connected to my phone that separates from my personal life. So, and then social media, I post a lot of the things that I'm a part of on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. But mainly the website is where we definitely want to keep it business oriented, where that's all it's about. It's about the kids. So familybasketball.com. If you go on there, and you'll see me and Coach Schaffner there, and you just shoot us a message and get us your info, and we'll get it started.
You heard it there, folks. Go to familybasketball. You said .com?
Familybasketballacademy.com.
Academy.com. So go ahead and check that out. Some really great people. If I had a kid, I would definitely send them over there to Junior down there. So June, speaking of kids, you said earlier you have a son now, you're engaged, family man now. How has that been for you the past few years, being a father?
Man, where do I start? Definitely a blessing, man. Definitely a change. I wasn't sure when I was going to be ready to have a son, but after sitting down with my wife and, planning it, a lot of times kids are made, by mistakes or by just obviously just happening all of a sudden. But our son was definitely planned. I had to take in consideration. My wife is a little bit older, so from a health standpoint, wanted to make sure it was the right way to go. But ever since he's been born, man, he's been nothing but a blessing. And I realized at the end of the day, after having him, that it's no longer about me. It's no longer about decisions that I'm making. It's all about me or just me and my wife. And now we make decisions, it being about everybody, the girls, my son, the whole 9. But definitely excited. Just watching him grow up and learn how to eat and learn how to walk and learn how to talk and learn how to be bad. It's all surreal to be able to see that, and I'm definitely blessed.
I can imagine, man. That's a beautiful thing, a beautiful journey to have. Somebody who looks just like you, which I think he does. He looks just like you.
Thank you.
So hopefully he takes your footsteps and becomes a hooper and maybe take it to the next level of, NBA, D1, whatever it may be, whatever he wants to do. Because I'm sure you're not going to try to force him into doing something he doesn't want to do. So big ups to him whenever he gets older.
Yeah, definitely.
So your wife, how did y'all get together? How did you meet? How did all that start?
Man, that's a pretty long story. But we met through the job. At a time she was going through a difficult situation, and I was there. I was single. Well, obviously I wasn't single. Let me take that back. I wasn't single, but I was there for her. And it escalated where it was more than just being there for her now. It was actually, falling for her. And it felt bad because I know I had somebody, but when you fall for somebody or you like somebody, sometimes you can't help it. So my relationship with my other didn't last. Her relationship didn't last. And all of a sudden we found ourselves liking and even loving each other. So we met through the job. She was actually my manager. So at the time, we weren't able to really date. So we kept it under wraps for about 2 years, 2 long years. And finally, I made a decision by leaving the company and letting her pursue still working there, because she was there 15 years compared to my little 2 years. So I said, well, I'd rather I leave than you, because you're already established. So I left the company, and from then on, man, we've been rocking.
Nice, man. That's a great story. I think society puts this picture in our head of how we meet our significant other or the one for us, and they tell us, like, by 25 you're supposed to be married, you have a kid, and neither one of y'all is supposed to have kids. Like, all these like narratives, and people try to fit into that mold, and it's like there's billions of us in the world, so how in the world we all gonna do the exact same thing? So again, just how you having a kid, I think it's beautiful. Your journey to finding your significant other, I think, is beautiful as well. Finding the person that's for you. So big ups to you again, my friend. So I want to let y'all know that Junior is like a big brother to me. We met, this was many years ago, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was a freshman. He was going into his junior year at Weber International University. That's down in Dotson Park, Florida, between Orlando and Tampa. A vivid memory I have is the haircut that Junior had. So as you can see now, Junior has a do-rag on, because I swear he gets a haircut every week. he get a fresh cut every week. So Junior had the fresh cut, he had the waves, and on the side, he had a star on the side of his head, and it had the number 1. So that right there tells you the confidence that Junior has off the floor and on the floor. Like, he's a very confident fella. It's not any type of arrogance, but it's just how confident he is in himself by having that star, by having that number 1. And during my, 2 years we were there together. And then after that, after you graduated, you still were around. But you taught me a lot. I still say to this day that you're the one person who made me a better defender. Like, in high school, I was known for being able to shoot the ball, but I was terrible at defense. Like, I had the mechanics and tools. I just didn't want to play defense. And then when I got to school, supposed to guard people like you who were super quick, it was like night and day. Like, to this day, I probably still can't guard June, but he made it that much easier to guard the average person, to now where anybody else, it was easy, I'll lock you up. And again, I don't know if I ever told you that, but thank you for doing that for me, for making me a better player and better person. So props to you, June, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
And what people don't know before you go is June was only there you only played like a semester and a half, right?
Yeah.
June only played a semester and a half, and he has one of the biggest buzzer beaters in school history. He hit that buzzer beater against Northwood. I think they were like number 3 in the country at the time. He hit that buzzer beater, and he beat them. Weber, a huge underdog, and I think that's probably the biggest shot in Weber history to this point.
Definitely. Still talked about to this day. But definitely, man, I appreciate everything you just said from a standpoint of the imprint that I had on you. You definitely was a little brother to me, man. Definitely a great kid that came in and had everybody understand, like, I'm not like everybody else. And I immediately knew that, and all I wanted to see is you flourish the way that I know you could. Al talked about having all the mechanics, man. I'm talking about a kid that was smooth, but was fast, was athletic, could jump, can shoot. Definitely wanted to be able to see him go definitely to the next level from a player standpoint. But Weber ended up having some great kids come in. You had Brian Pace come in. You had Johnson Mesidor step up his game. So it got a little difficult, but overall his character never changed, and that's what you want to. That's what you definitely want to have in a friend and a teammate. So I appreciate everything, man. You, like you said, you're more than a little brother. You're family, man, and that'll never go overlooked.
Most definitely, man. Yeah, for anybody out there watching, like college, high school, college is a different story. Like it's a business. A lot of people say that. And my feelings never wavered. Like I love my time there at Weber. I love meeting people like Junior, and previous interviews with Tyler, with Johnson, and future interviews I plan to have with some of my former teammates. Like I'll never regret any of that stuff. And I can put some of that on me. Like I probably should have worked harder, which we all should do, but it is what it is. I won't take any of it back because I wouldn't be sitting here today interviewing Junior. So that time at Weber really was a great time. I really enjoyed it. So Junior, as we already stated, you went to Weber. Where were you before? Because you only spent 2 years at Weber. Where were you before you made your destination of Weber?
Before I went to Weber, I attended St. Petersburg Community College, where I went there for 2 years. Wasn't definitely a place that I immediately wanted to go, especially after a week or two there and realizing the type of guys that I was going to be around. But I made the most of it. It definitely put me in great positions to live the way that I'm living now, and understand life a little bit better. But St. Petersburg College will forever be home now, and Weber also. So I don't regret it.
Exactly. And for anybody out there that's watching, whether you played in college, whether you aspire to play in college, just a fan of it, there's ballers at every single level. Weber was NAIA. Junior also played NAIA, and he played JUCO. I was able to experience playing against some JUCO teams. There's ballers at every level. There's people who played with us or played against us that could have played at a Division I school. So
Definitely.
do not get it confused. There's ballers at every level. It's just people have their own course. So just keep that in mind if you're an aspiring athlete or thinking, dang, I didn't get that offer yet, or I'm not going anywhere, or especially with the times we're in right now with COVID, where you might not have a high school season or you might not have a college season, whatever it may be. Just keep your head down and everything will just work out. Just keep that patience, most importantly.
Definitely.
So, June, you ever faced in your 4 years total, St. Pete, Weber, did you face any type of adversity and you fought your way through it?
Definitely. I think you talked about a little bit about me playing a semester and a half after transferring to Weber International after attending St. Pete. I found myself ineligible due to classes not being able to transfer to a private school. I didn't really understand at the time because I felt growing up, as long as I got good grades, I was always putting myself in a position to play the game of basketball that I love. So after a month and a half of finding out that I was ineligible, I got depressed and I felt horrible. So then I realized at the end of the day, it was meant to be. So I took a back seat and said to myself, hey, I gotta take advantage of this time and find myself. That's probably why God put me through this situation. And I was able to become eligible the second half of the season. And man, we made a run and we beat the number 3 team in the country in Northwood. So that was what God was preparing me for the big moment after outside looking in.
Your journey, your destination. That was a good thing. Getting over that, I won't say depression, but just being upset over the whole matter. I can understand that can be frustrating. I'm sure plenty of people have gone through that as well. So you're a college graduate. You've been through the adversity, married man, got a kid. you pretty much, would you say at this point in life, I don't want to say complete, you pretty much have everything you almost wish for in life?
Definitely. Very, the word I would use, very established. Me and my wife, we've been together about 6 years now. We were able to buy a house. I was able to buy my dream car. I was able to create a beautiful son. I can't ask for nothing more. And to be able to have my mom and dad witness it all from a standpoint of the tough times of me going to college and being away, it's no better feeling. There's no better feeling to know that you're finally, at the age of 31, established and ready to live life the way that you know you can.
Nice, man. So, June, before you get out of here, I would like to say two things. I got two things for you. So, you know, I feel like Winter Haven is almost like my second home now, my third home now, because
Definitely.
when I would come down there, it wasn't just, oh, we're gonna stay on campus. June would take me back to his city. So our school's in Babson Park, and then he was from Winter Haven, so that's like, what is it, 30-minute drive or so?
30-minute drive.
So about a 30-minute drive. So we would go to this place called Dino's. I miss Dino's with the chicken. We used to go to June's house at his mom's house. We'd go hang out. Johnson is from there as well. Tyler Arbacher is not from there, but he's from Auburndale, so from the area. So we had a few teammates who were from the area, plus June. So it made it like a second home. So I really didn't feel like I was away from anybody, because everybody there was like a family to me. And then we had people who were from the area. And then I got to meet people from that area who didn't go to our school. I remember June taking me to get haircuts, as I say, eat, go play basketball at certain gyms. So Haven, Polk County, period, holds a special place in my heart. So June, before we get out of here, fun fact, we have something special coming up within the next few weeks. What is that?
The fun fact of the day is Junior is getting older. Junior is getting a lot older. My birthday coming up, August 29th. I'll be 32 years old. I'm just blessed to be able to see the time, see the day, whenever it gets here. I'm so ready. And like anybody that knows me, when it's birthday time or it's time to go out, it's time to turn up.
So you heard it from Junior, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it from him first. He has a birthday coming up. He'll be 32 years of age, still very young, still a lot of life ahead of him. So June, I appreciate you coming on to the show. As
Always.
I said, family forever. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'll see you.
I'm just trying to set the record straight. If this a fight, then I'm a heavyweight. Super light, I'm in the darkest place. Suit and tie me in a coffin cane. Criticize me if I'm